Okay, so this is the second 6 weeks test. Let's start with the old stuff first. So just so that you know, numbers 1 through 15 is from Unit 4. Sorry, and I say old stuff. This is the newer stuff, the test that we just took. And then 16 through 24, that's the older stuff from Unit 3. Okay, so remember the test is on Friday the 30th. Okay, name each polynomial by degree and number of terms. So the degree here would be 0, which is constant, and there's one term, so it's a monomial. Number 2, the degree is the highest one, so I see the 4. So quartic, and there's 3 terms, so this would be a trinomial. Number 3, the degree is 2, so quadratic, and there are 2 terms, so binomial. And number 4, I see the degree is 3, so cubic, and there's 1 term, so monomial. Okay, number 5, simplify each expression. So here we're just adding, so combine like terms. So I see xy cubed minus 8xy cubed would be negative 7xy cubed. And then I see negative 2y squared minus 7y squared would be negative 9y squared. And plus 8x squared. And I can't combine anything, so that's my final answer. Number 6, I have this negative sign. So first I need to distribute that. So I'm going to write 6xy plus 8y, and then I'm going to distribute the negative. Negative 2y plus 3xy plus 2x cubed y squared. So now I'm going to combine like terms. So 6xy plus 3xy would be 9xy. 8y minus 2y would give me 6y. And then I have this by itself, so 2x cubed y squared. Number 7, similar to number 6, but instead of just the negative, we have this negative 3 we're going to distribute. So I'm going to leave the first part and distribute the negative 3. So it becomes negative 6xy squared. Then positive 15y squared. And then negative 18x squared y cubed. Now I'll combine like terms. So I have 7xy squared minus 6xy squared is xy squared. 6x cubed y cubed minus 18x cubed y cubed would give me negative 12. And then I have this 15y squared by itself. Okay, number 8, find each product. So we're just distributing here. So I'm going to take 2x and distribute to all 3 pieces. So I get 4x to the third plus 6x squared minus 8x. And then I'm going to distribute the 5. So plus 10x squared plus 15x minus 20. So combine like terms. I get 4x to the third plus 16x squared plus 7x minus 20. Okay, number 9, same thing. I'm just going to distribute 4x cubed to this and to this. So I get 8x to the fourth minus 12x to the third plus 10x minus 15. Number 10, find the volume of a cube with a side x minus 1. So volume is length times width times height. That just means that all the sides are x minus 1. So I'm going to multiply x minus 1 together. So I do x times x times negative 1, then negative 1 times x, negative 1 times negative 1. Let's put that together. Okay, so once I put these two together and I get this, now I'm going to multiply that with x minus 1. So I have x to the third minus 2x squared plus x. Then I have minus x squared plus 2x minus 1, and combine like terms. So x to the third minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 1. Okay, number 11. So I see a lot of people on this one trying to do long division on here. Don't do that. If it's a monomial, it's one term, whereas this is a binomial. When it's a monomial, you're just going to divide each piece by 8x squared. So 2x to the third, divide by 8x squared. 56x squared, divide by 8x squared. 2x, divide by 8x squared. And now let's simplify. 2 over 8 is 1/4. Subtract exponents here. 3 minus 2 is 1, and that just stays on top. Plus, these x squareds go away. 56 divided by 8 is 7. Plus, 2 over 8 reduces to 1/4. I have x1 minus 2. That gives me x negative 1. Because it's negative, I have to move it to the bottom to make it positive. Number 12, long division. So you have to solve this by long division. And the one on the test, you have to solve by long division. So let's start here. What times 12x gives me 12x cubed? Would be x squared, and then I multiply. So I get 12x to the third minus 2x squared. Subtract. So this becomes minus, this becomes plus. So what times 132 gives me 12 is 11x, and multiply. Again, subtract, which means this becomes add. So I get 84x So what times 12x gives me 84x is positive 7. And then multiply again. Subtract. And I get negative 12 as my remainder. So my answer is x squared plus 11x plus 7 plus negative 12 over 12x minus 2. Okay, number 13, use synthetic division to find the remainder. Now you can use long here if you want, or synthetic, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use synthetic division. Don't forget you have to do the opposite sign here. So I'm going to put negative 4 in the box. And then my coefficients, 1, 4. Now be careful here because it's missing the 0x term. And I know some of you missed that on your test. So then I'll put in 0 and then negative 2. So drop the 1, multiply, add, multiply, 0 times negative 4. I'm multiplying by what's in the box. Add, 0 times negative 4 is 0, and add, I get negative 2. It just wants the remainder, so the remainder is just negative 2. Okay, number 14, simplify. Let's start with our numbers. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And I'm going to subtract my exponents. So for my x's, I have 6 minus 2 is 4. For my y's, I have negative 4 minus a negative 6. And let me write this one out, because I know a lot of you missed this on your test. Negative makes a positive, so that's going to be y squared. And then for my z's, I have 2 minus 3, which is negative 1. So this needs to move to the bottom. So 4x to the fourth y squared divided by z to the first. Okay, 15. 15 is a weird one, but don't let it confuse you. I'm going to put the tops together, and then I'm going to put the bottoms together. And that way I create one fraction. So on top, if you look at what's on top, I have 3. I'm going to add my x's, so I get x negative 2, and then I have this z negative 2. On the bottom, I have 4, x negative 3, z. Now it's exactly like number 14. Okay, I can't reduce the 3 over 4, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to subtract my x's. I have negative 2 minus negative 3. Again, be careful, it's plus, so it becomes x to the first. And then I have negative 2 minus 1 is z negative 3. So remember, no negatives in our answers, so this is going to be 3x over 4 z to the third. Number 16, solve the system. Okay, we have two ways we can solve this. You can solve by substitution or you can solve by elimination. It doesn't matter on the test which one you choose. In this case, when I look at this and I see all these numbers in front of the x's and y's, I'm going to pick elimination. Okay, so I'm going to make the x's the same. I'm going to make them both 12s. So I'm going to multiply this one by a 4, and I'm going to multiply this one by a 3. So the first equation, I get 12x plus 8y equals 4. Don't forget the 4 goes to all three pieces. On the second equation, I get negative 12x plus 15y equals negative 32 times 3. Oh, sorry, my calculator. Negative 96. So elimination, remember, we add down. So these go away. I get 23y equals negative 92. Divide by 23. I get y equals negative 4. And then I can put that back into either one. I'm going to put it into this first one. 3x plus 2 times negative 4 equals 1. So 3x equals 9 and x equals 3. So I get 3 comma negative 4. Remember, you can plug that back into your answer and check. You just plug 3 and negative 4 in here, see if you get 1. Plug 3 and negative 4 in here, see if you get negative 32. Okay, number 17. First thing, this needs to be $230 or else it doesn't work. All right, Randy needs to purchase volleyballs and t-shirts for his team. He has $230. So let's talk about our totals. There's one total. He has $230. He purchases a total of 18 volleyballs and t-shirts. So he's purchasing 18 volleyballs and t-shirts together. Volleyballs cost $35 each. T-shirts cost $10 each. Volleyballs, 35, t-shirts, 10. There's my two equations. Now I can solve by substitution or elimination. I'm going to do elimination because, well, it doesn't matter. You can do either. I'm going to multiply this equation by a negative 35. So here's my first equation. And then I'm multiplying for my second equation. Okay, I'm going to add down, so these go away. Divide by negative 25. So S equals 16. Okay, so I have 16 t-shirts. And then you can go back over here if you want. Volleyballs plus 16 equals 18. Subtract 16, so V equals 2. So 2 volleyballs. Okay, number 18. Which ordered pair? Now here, I'm going to change this to pair or pairs, okay? On this one, check all 4 answers. Okay, so here, this is my x and y, so I'm going to plug this in. Negative 2 is greater than negative 5. Yes. Then I'll plug it in the second one. 5 plus 2 times negative 2, is that less than 10? That would be 5 plus negative 4, which is 1. So yes, that works. So there's one that works. Okay, let's check the next one. So x, y. So 5 is greater than 2. Yes. And then negative 2 plus 2 times 5, is that less than 10? Well, that would be negative 2 plus 10, which is 8. 8 is less than 10, so yes, that one works. Okay, let's check the second one. Negative 4 is greater than negative 8. Yes. 8 plus 2 times negative 4, is that less than 10? Well, that would be 0 is less than 10, so yes. That works. 2 is greater than 0. Yes. And 0 plus 2 times 2 is less than 10. So 4 is less than 10. Okay, so I guess they all work. This is weird. But anyways, on the test, make sure that you just check all the answers. So even if this one works, then don't just assume that the other 3 will work. Okay, I want you to check all 4 of them. Number 19. Okay, when you first look at number 19 and you first read it, it's a little confusing. Okay, but think back to your regular word problems. It says Nicole has 12 coins. Okay, so there's our total coins, and I'm doing quarters and dimes. Okay, so I have quarters plus dimes equals 12. The total value of the coins is $2.10. So 0.25 times Q plus 0.10 times D equals 210. Okay, then there's a bunch of other stuff. Now, the thing you need to take from this is, it says quarters are plotted on the X, dimes on the Y. All that means is when you write our coordinate point like this, X, Y, oh, you can't see that. When we write our coordinate point X, Y, because I'm using 2 different variables here, this is just telling you which is which. So it's just saying quarters is the X, dimes is the Y. That's all that it's telling you. Okay, so all this other stuff that it talks about, let's cross that out because that should be Nicole. All it's telling you is just solve for Q and D and then just put it in this order. That's all it wants. Okay, so I'm going to solve by elimination. I'm going to multiply this equation by negative 0.25. So if I solve for D, I get negative 0.15 D equals negative 0.9, divide by negative 0.15, and I get D equals 6. Okay, so now I know I have something, comma, 6. And then I want to solve for quarters. Well, if I have quarters plus 6 equals 12, then that means I also have 6 quarters. Okay, so when you're looking at your answer choices here, all you're doing is looking for where they intersect, and we want it to be this coordinate point. So like here, they intersect here at 12, 0. So it's not A. Here, it looks like they intersect at 11, 1. Not B. Here, they intersect at 8, 4, it looks like. Not C. Here, they intersect at 6, 6. So there's our winner. Okay, that's all they're doing. Just solve it like normal. Find your coordinate point, and it's where they cross. Okay, number 20, graph the system. So let's start with this. We want to get y by itself. So I'm going to divide by negative 3. Because I'm dividing by negative, I have to flip the sign. So I get negative 1/3 x plus 5, and let's graph that. So start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1/3. And it's a dash line. Okay, it's greater than, so I'm going to jump up and shade above the line. Okay, let's graph the second line. It's already done for us. So start at negative 2, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one's solid. So remember, it's a multiple choice test, which means really you're going to probably be given this, and you need to pick which graph matches. This one's a less than, so I'm going to jump down. My solution is where the 2 cross, so this is my solution area. Okay, number 21, graph the system. The first one's done for us. It's in y equals mx plus b form. So start at 3. My slope is up 1 over 1. The second one, I need to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract the 2x. So 4y equals negative 2x plus 24. Divide by 4. So there's my second equation. So start at 6, 4, 5, 6. Down 1 over 2. So this is my solution. So when I want to find the solution, that would be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5 would actually be my answer there. Okay, 21. Classify each system as constant or inconstant. Well, that's wrong. It should be consistent or inconsistent, and dependent or independent. Then determine the number of solutions. Okay, so you want to just get everything in y equals mx plus b form here. Okay, so 21, I want to subtract the 8y and divide by negative 12. So I would get 2/3 x minus 4. And then on the second equation, I want to divide everything by 3, so I would get 2/3 x minus 4/3. Okay, so on that one, I see that the slopes are the same, but different y-intercepts. So when slopes are the same, different y-intercepts, that would create parallel lines. So that would be inconsistent. And that's it. There's no solution here. So draw the picture here maybe so you can remember. Parallel lines are inconsistent, no solution. Okay, the second one, let's get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract over the 5x, divide by negative 6. So I get 5/6x minus 7/3. Second equation, I'll subtract over x, divide by 3. So I get negative 1/3 x plus 5. The slopes are different. So this one's going to be consistent, independent, and there is one solution. So different slopes means that it crosses at one point and there's one solution. And then 23, let's see, 2y equals x plus 10, divide by 2. And this one's already done for us actually, let's just rewrite that. So same slope, same y-intercept, it's the same equation. So this is consistent dependent, infinite solutions. All right, last one. The school that Tony goes to is selling tickets to the annual talent show. On the first day of the sales, the school sold 4 adult tickets and 5 student tickets for a total of $128. On the second day, they took in $249, selling 7 adult tickets and 10 student tickets. Okay, so first of all, here's our two totals. They're both money, which is fine. So then put these together. We have 4 adult tickets, 5 student tickets. Then I got 7 adult tickets, 10 student tickets. Solve by substitution or elimination. I'm going to solve by elimination and multiply this one by -2, and I'm going to put under here. Negative 8a minus 10s equals negative 256, so that's gone. I get negative a equals negative 7, divide by -1, so I get a equals 7. So then let's find, you can go back to one of the originals. I'll go to the first one. So I'm just solving for s. Subtract over 28 would be 100, and s would equal 20. That seems unrealistic. So $20 for a student ticket and $7 for an adult ticket. I'm going to check that. So I'm going to just plug that back into my two equations. So I have 4 times 7 plus 5 times 20. I got 128. 7 times 20 plus 10 times 7. Okay, I did something wrong because I got 210. 4a plus 5s. That looks fine. Okay, let me pause this and see if I can fix this. Okay, so I think the numbers are off on this one, so I'm going to try and fix this. And then if you want to just look at the key, I'll get it corrected on there or in class.